Yo, what is good, my uncle is back again with another Draft League video. Today we have week 1 of the GOATS Draft League versus the dabbing Clefables. Now, this team is a bit scary. It has a few huge threats like Aerodactyl and Curum Black. Crocodile can put in some work as well. A lot of his special attackers are checked by my man Guja, though, like Chandler's Tree and Superior. Guja kind of checks them all. I can keep off hazards versus my man. I can keep off hazards versus these two with Dhelmise, which is pretty cool. So he doesn't really have a lot of hazard setters outside of Aerodactyl. If he wants to bring that can actually set up hazards versus my team, which is really cool. I guess Crocodile and Aerodactyl both set up hazards though. If he wants to bring hazards on any one of those. Now his main threats here are Aerodactyl, which I don't have good counters against at all. I can check it with Aromatisse, but Aromatisse doesn't do anything back really. I can check it with Registeel, but Registeel just gets weakened by EQ. It doesn't have reliable recovery. I can check it with a Rotom, but Rotom takes a shit ton from Stone Edge if I'm defensive, so I have to run some sort of offensive Rotom. You'll see that later. Then Licky Licky can be a nice defensive threat. If this is like SDZ move, Licky Licky can absolutely nail my team. I don't have a lot of breakers versus that, so that's going to be quite scary. I can definitely bring in like Hoopa, Crabominable, or T-Tar to try to break past that, but Licky Licky can be a huge threat. And the rest of the Pokemon are checked. I guess Mienshao could be annoying if he gets up hazards, if he gets up rocks, because then he can just U-turn on my Aromatisse. I don't know why I pronounce Aromatisse like that, but alright, it'd be like that sometimes. And that's like kind of his team, that's kind of his threats. I guess Crocodile can be a threat as well, because it can just knock everything and break past a lot of Pokemon with EQ, but let's just dive right into the mons that I brought this week. Now the first Pokemon is gonna destroy my opponent. I can already smell this from team preview. This mon goes in. This mon destroys everything. There is no counterplay to this that my opponent has. It's my boy Dhelmise, especially AV Dhelmise. Now what this Pokemon does is go to town and get no hostages. Like, everything just gets murdered here. Look at this, like everything just gets hit by stab or just super effective. Most of his Pokemon get hit by super effective stab as well. Anchor Shot, because of its ability, is of course a sort of stab. I actually don't have the ability here, but you know it is it's the Steel Worker ability, so nothing resists anything. This gets slapped by Anchor Shot. This gets slapped by Anchor Shot. This takes a lot from Power Whip. Like, I 2KO everything with this Pokemon, unless it's like Max Fidef Quillfish, that might be able to eat 2 Power Whips. Obviously I can miss Power Whips as well. And but outside of that, I just 2KO everything. There are some mons that can outspeed me, and there is one Pokemon here named Crocodile, and that could be a huge threat to Dhelmise. That's why I have this spread with max HP plus 20 defense to ensure that I always live knockoff from Crocodile. So if he gets it in after Dhelmise gets a kill, or if he doubles it in, like if I'm at full HP, I don't have to fear. I can just stay in and hit that Power Whip, so we don't have to play any Pursuit Mind games, which is really nice for me. I can just stay in and not risk any rolls, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I got Rapid Spin as well, because I can keep him off versus Quillfish and Bronzong pretty effectively. He has Chandler to Spin Block, but that just dies in one to Shadow Claw, so I don't know if he really wants to switch that in. Also, it is going to be checked by Guja, which we'll see later. Now, the second Pokemon here is a big offensive threat. It is 4 attacks Landers with the Yachi Berry here. Now, Yachi Berry is a bit of a kind of an unpick, sort of. I don't know, it's like kind of an unmove. It can help versus a lot of things. It can help versus HPI's Mienshao, which I'm kind of expecting. I'm expecting Mienshao for sure. And if that's some mixed up with HPI's, I don't have the best Mienshao answers. So if he is HPI's, I want to just eat that with Yachi Berry and then hit him back with the EQ to do a shit ton. And I have Rock Slide for the Aerodactyl. In hindsight, I should have brought Stone Edge, because Rock Slide doesn't always kill after Rock, and Stone Edge does. So I should have brought Stone Edge, but Rock Slide is just the better move because it doesn't miss. But yeah, I mean it does miss, but it doesn't miss as often. Then I got U-turn to hit Crocodile for super effective damage and just get momentum. And I have Knockoff for the Bronzong, which is, yeah, it's basically there only for the Bronzong. And I guess to click it as the Feeny switches in to remove its recovery, which could be cool as well, if he chooses to have leftovers on that. So on to the next one, we got Rotom. Now this one is basically here for the Aerodactyl, because it's one of the biggest threats on his team. This mon is just here just to be there for the Aerodactyl. It outspeeds the Aerodactyl with the special attack. I always one-shot Aerodactyl with Hydro Pump. But I can just spam Volt Switch versus his team. He doesn't have a ground type that wants to come in on this, like a ground dragon or a ground dragon or a ground grass type. That's what I'm trying to say. He doesn't have a ground type that resists Pump, or he doesn't have a Volt Absorb Pokemon, which is really cool. So I can just Volt Switch on everything. I have a Will-O-Wisp to click on the Curum / Aerodactyl / Crocodile. It just covers everything. I can click that as a mid-ground. I have Trick if I want to trick some defensive Pokemon, like Bronzong, or wait, yeah, like Bronzong. I was gonna say I can hit Bronzong for super effective damage, but I'm not Rotom Heat, obviously. I could trick the Bronzong, I could trick the Licky Licky, I could trick anything. I could trick the Quillfish, I guess, but I'd rather Volt Switch that. And those are like the mons that the Trick is useful for. Trick is basically just like a filler move. I doubt I'm even gonna try to click that, because like it's kind of an unmove, but I guess it's just there to hit defensive Pokemon if I want to cripple those. Or a Pokemon, like if it's Swords Dance Licky Licky, I can trick it to try to stop it from sweeping, and Will-O-Wisp to try to stop it from sweeping as well. Now, the last 3 Pokemon is my defensive core of Aromatisse, Registeel, and Guja. Aromatisse is up here first, very standard set, max defense to allow it to take Crocodile and Aerodactyl hits better. With this spread, I can, I mean, this is just like a most standard spread, it's like max defense, but with this spread, I can still take on Kyurem pretty nicely, unless it is max special attack, and even if it is max special attack, I still eat 2 Ice Beams, I can Wish Protect on that unless he freezes me, or crits me, obviously. But even if he crits me, I can still tact up and still get some leftovers with that. And I have Thunderbolt on here for the Quillfish, basically, because Quillfish is a pretty big threat. It's not a huge threat or anything. It's a pretty big threat though, because once he gets rid of my Dhelmise, I don't really have too much counterplay to this. Obviously, a lot of Pokemon can eat a hit, but if it's like SD Quillfish, he might be able to break through the 6. And Thunderbolt's also there for Aerodactyl to hit him for like 45, I think, is like, it does 40 to 45 to force him to roost, so I can get him a Registeel for free without taking EQ to the Nutsack. And to just like, yeah, basically just do some more damage to Aerodactyl. Now I can Moonblast on the roost if I choose to, or I can just switch out on the roost, at least on the predicted roost. And that's basically all that Thunderbolt's here for. I want to go for Toxic, but then I get walled by Quillfish and Bronzong. That's not really what I'm looking for. I could have gone with Calm Mind, but then again, Quillfish is a problem. And that's like basically all the moves I could even run to try to like help this thing take on Aerodactyl. So I just decided to go with T-Bolt to help it take on Quillfish and Aerodactyl a little bit more. Next part of my defensive core is going to be my Rocker, big Registeel here. Now with this spread, I can eat up 2 Life Orb Earth Powers from Kyurem. I can eat up Earth Power from Z Kyurem into Z Earth Power, and I can eat up 2 Earthquakes from Aerodactyl. So that's pretty nice. Like I can just eat up 2 Earthquakes from Aerodactyl always with that leftovers. I have kind of an odd moveset, I guess. Now Kyurem is a huge threat, and so is Aerodactyl. So I went for Iron Head here because I can hit Kyurem and Aerodactyl for more damage. Most importantly, if it is sub Kyurem, I don't want to like if you sub Kyurem with investment, Seismic Toss doesn't break, and it can easily take me on 1v1. And this is one of my main Kyurem answers, so I definitely do want to have Iron Head to break the sub always and do some more damage. Could have definitely packed Toxic to have a better matchup versus the Licky Licky, but I don't think that's too big of a threat because it's more of a defensive threat than an offensive threat. And Kyurem and Aerodactyl are just too big of threats to keep just to like, I don't like how I'm trying to say this, just to like ignore those and just go with Seismic Toss, so sub Kyurem can just set up on me, especially if it's sub Home Claws, it even just sets up on me. So we got Protect there to stay a bit more healthy, because honestly, I didn't really know what to put here. Protect is pretty nice to stay a bit more healthy. He doesn't have a lot of setup Pokemon like a setup on this. Like if and it's also nice for Mienshao, because if he has his Mienshao in, I can just Protect, try to see if he wants to click HJK, especially if he's locked in. I can scout for that as well. Same with the Crocodile, I can Protect to see if he wants to Earthquake, and then I can switch accordingly. If he wants to do something else, I can switch accordingly on everything with Protect. And I can just get some more lefties back, and I have that Juicy Stealth Rock on deck, because I definitely need that. Kyurem Black and Aerodactyl both Rock Speed, which is huge for me. So if I get up my rocks, that's just going to be very nice. And the last Pokemon is more of a filler Pokemon. I don't think he'll be bringing Superior, Chandelure, or Xurkitree at all. Xurkitree, I don't know how to pronounce that shit. I don't think he'll bring any of the 3 because I have a Guja, but in case he brings any of them, I just want to wall them with Guja. Like, it doesn't have reliable recovery, so it's not like I really wall them. But I guess I sort of do, right? Like, I sort of wall these boys. I have some speed investment, which might be a little bit weird. But I just want to outpace all of these Pokemon right here. Did you see here? Around 80 speed. Guja has 80. So if he has like 0 speed Quillfish, 0 speed Feeny, don't really make sense. But I want to outpace them. And even if they have like 20 investment, I outpace that as well. I want to make sure I outspeed a very slow Quillfish and Feeny. And I guess like Chandelure and Xurkitree don't matter. I wall them both anyway. But it's specifically for the water, so I can hit them with a Thunderbolt. And I hit everything for stab or super effective damage, which are pretty nice. Guja doesn't hit that hard, coming off a 110 special attack. I guess it hits decently hard. Dragon Pulse is not the strongest move though. And I just want to be as fat as fuck. like coming off that, I think it's 150 Spit F, like with like a lot of investment and a calm nature here. I'm just gonna be able to slurp up everything they want to throw at me. So this is gonna be my prep for the dabbing Clefables. His team is looking a bit scary. For sure, like Aerodactyl and Kyurem are huge threats, and Crocodile can put in some work as well, but I think it is manageable with my defensive core of Aromatisse, Registeel, and Guja, so I think my matchup is definitely, I guess it's kind of in my favor, in my opinion. So we are here with the game. I already tried to record this a while ago, but I lost the recording file, so very nice, a nice classic Sealeo. So this is the matchup versus Harris right here. So as you can see, he basically brings like all the kind of mons I expected to bring. I didn't even talk about that in the first part of the video, but he kind of brings all the mons I expect him to bring. Then he brings this fat fuck Licky Licky, which I cannot break with my entire team. I don't even know if I talked about that, but I can't even break a Licky. I can outstall it though, so let's just dive right into this game. I lit off with the Aromatisse, predicting either the Crocodile or the Kyurem to come out, as the Kyurem does lead. Now here I pull it back to Registeel to make a mid-ground. It covers the Kyurem Black, going for any Z move like Z Steel if that one-shots Aromatisse. For Z Free Shock, going for I think those are the only moves I should be scared of with Aromatisse. Maybe going for like Banded Iron Head or something, which could be scary. And it also covers him switching out into Licky, which is his only real resist to Aromatisse. So I can just get up my rocks here for free, so that play works out perfectly for me. He goes to Crocodile, which means he can get up his rocks as well as I go out into my Sniff Feet Man. So the rocks come up on both sides. Now this man just goes to Licky. I go for Moonblast to scout the damage, scout his set, as that is a very fat boy. And like I said, I can't really break this. Now here I go out into Dhelmise, just try to scout this Licky set as the Wish comes out. So already from the damage with the Moonblast, I see this is a very fat, very fat Licky. So it's probably not offensive, which is a huge relief for me. Now I just Anchor Shot him here as he tries to Dragon Tail me and I dodge, which kind of sucks for him, but I could have brought this in anyway. As here I'm just starting to misplay basically for no reason. I'm just Power Whipping here when I have Rapid Spin on this Pokemon. I'm not clicking it. I don't know why. Nobody can really tell me why. Yeah, there's no real reason why I'm not hitting Rapid Spin here, but I should just hit Rapid Spin instead of Power Whip on one of the turns where he wishes up. These are pretty boring turns, but yeah, I don't know why I would ever not hit Rapid Spin here to just get these off. In case like Dragon Tails me out again, I don't know. Like I outstall this anyway. Like my main goal here was to just outstall his wishes and protect, and just to make him stay in here. Or not make him stay and make him Dragon Tail me, just basically be forced to Dragon Tail. But I should have just hit Rapid Spin on one of these turns to make sure I keep the rocks off, and then just proceed to spam whip as he like does whatever. He like Dragon Tails me for a little bit of chip damage. So I just keep Power Whipping here for, yeah, I mean, I guess it's not for no reason. I'm just like spamming this Licky down. I get him down to 50 HP, which is really sick. So if I got in like Landorus here, if I got in like, I guess only Landorus would have been nice here, because that could actually kill Licky from here, or at least have a good chance to. But unfortunately, I get Aromatisse, which gets walled. Now here I go to Registeel, which is kind of a shit play, honestly. I should have just gone right back to Dhelmise. I should have just Rapid Spun as well, but yeah, I just go to Registeel, let this Mon heal up. Now here, he can't really touch this outside of with the Body Slam Para. Here, again, I mean not again, I just think he made a pretty big misplay here, staying in with Licky on Registeel when I could have Toxic, when this is such a big defensive threat. And basically the only defensive counter to Aromatisse. So I honestly think this is a huge misplay. Should have just gone Tapu Fini. That's why I S-Toss, trying to get some damage on that. But yeah, I tried to scare this out, but obviously it doesn't work now. So I just go back to big Aromatisse, predicting I go back to Aromatisse, predicting either the Crocodile or the I guess the Crocodile or the Fini. I was mainly predicting the Crocodile to come out on the Registeel there, because it actually goes in on my team. So I tried to double to Aromatisse there, because he had the Wish up. Yeah, I couldn't really touch him. Here Nature's Madnesses, I just get a Wish. I'm trying to scout for Taunt on this, because that could be pretty big. Now I know Dhelmise is basically my counter to this. He's just feed dogging right now. So I think, oh, this is my chance to get in big Dhelmise, as he should just feed dog for both of us. That's pretty nice. If I Rapid Spun, I wouldn't have this 12 extra chip on my Dhelmise, so I guess that could matter. I hard Anchor Shot here, make a nice prediction predicting the Kyurem, because it's pretty obvious Kyurem is his only Power Whip resist, and I could just stab Anchor Shot. Even if he would stay in here, I could trap the Fini, which is huge for me. And if you switch it out to anything else, if you switch his hard into Crocodile, it's just a huge misplay, but he would catch me with that, but that would be a huge misplay, going from Water Weak to Water Weak. And if he went into anything else, I guess he could have gone into big Licky, but Licky gets to a kill by Power Whip as well, so Kyurem was the only logical play, so that takes a shitload. I can just go out into my Tough Feet as the Ice Beam comes out, and we see that light blue color, which quite unfortunate actually. Now here I make not a misplay, but here I make a kind of a pussy play. I really want to hit Dhelmise because I didn't see Life Orb, so this probably means he's either Z Fighting or Z Ground, and since I'm AV I can eat up any one of those attacks, but instead I just stay in trying to thaw and kill the Kyurem. Unfortunately I don't thaw, so here I'm basically forced out into Aromatisse. Now I do know that Aromatisse can take this on quite nicely because it's not Life Orb, max special attack, and I can just take this on quite nicely. It doesn't have Freak Shock either. I just wish on the Fini, and now I can wish up my Dhelmise back to full, which is really great. It allows it to take on Crocodile better. It allows it to just take hits better. So this Dhelmise is just back to full. Because of my AV, I take jack shit. Otherwise, I would have been at full anyway. But the most important part is now I can one-tap the Crocodile. But that doesn't matter. Now I can live an attack from Crocodile and one-tap him back. But that doesn't even matter because he goes hard to Crocodile and it dies. Because he does not have Dhelmise resists at all. Like, his power switch-ins are non-existent. So he tries to go hard into Crocodile, it topples over. Yeah, he basically just topples over. So if I anchor shot it there, that could have been bad for me, but because of my investment, I talked about this in the team preview, I can always eat any attack from a crook, so I could just snack that shit up for breakfast. Here he doubles out into Aerodactyl, which is pretty scary for my Aromatisse here. He just megas up and hits Stone Edge, which is a big relief for me that he doesn't have Iron Head. I hit him with a T-Bolt for a little bit of chip, that he can just roost off, but here I'm just scouting sets. I was just scouting for Iron Head as well. I can just wish up on the Stone Edge miss, which is quite fortunate for me. Here Moonblast to get a little bit of chip on the predicted roost, so I get that prediction right. That's pretty nice, so now I'm with the Aerodactyl is a bit lower. And in range of Volt Switch from Rotom, which is going to be pretty big. So he just goes to Licky Licky as I get up a free wish again. Now, I tried to pass his wish into Registeel. Obviously, he's not going to let me with Dragon Tail. I get in my Gunga Feet, which doesn't really matter. I just got right back in the Registeel trying to get some recovery. As that works out pretty nicely, I'm just trying to get recovery so I can thaw out and get my rocks up. I'm just trying to get my rocks up, basically. So I thaw out finally, get up my rocks, which is pretty nice for me that I actually thaw out. Now I can just switch a hard out into Rotom Wash, predicting the Earthquake. That works out perfectly for me. And I don't even need to click Hydro Pump or Will-O-Wisp because he's in range of Volt Switch because of that Moonblast prediction. That's really big for me. I can just hit this easy free Volt Switch, get it out, get something out on the Licky Licky. I get in my Dhelmise here, as the Licky is pretty low, but I can just spam whips on this again as the whip goes to the side, unfortunately. Although that doesn't matter too much. I anchor shot him here to trap this man in, and we're back. We could have been back into some turns where we just spam. But he Dragon Tails me out into the best Pokemon, which is Registeel, so I can get some recovery on this. He goes to Feeny. I think I predict this and hit Seismic Toss because Feeny was basically the most obvious play ever here. Now I could have Seismic Tossed again, predicting the Defog, but Dhelmise is just a better play overall. Actually, Protect first. Yeah, never mind. Forgot about that. Actually, Protect first to get a little bit of lefties because I'm trying to make it so I can live 1 EQ from Aerodactyl because I don't have the best switch-ins, especially if Rotom Wash gets hit by 1 Stone Edge. Now it isn't the biggest threat, but I want to just get some HP so I can live like 1 hit from Kyurem or 1 hit from Aerodactyl and kill those back, or yeah, just kill those back. And I just want to be a bit more healthy. I don't care that the Feeny gets some lefties as well. Now I get a free switch into Dhelmise because he's forced to defog. Like either his 2 biggest threats take rocks damage or something's toppling over here. Now here I make a misplay and anchor shot. Actually, this is my only misplay in the game. Like as far as I know, like I feel my only misplay in the game. I anchor shot here. Because I actually don't know why. I don't know why I anchor shot it here. Because power was basically free. I didn't want to miss, which is the main reason why I didn't hit it. But it doesn't make sense because you wouldn't go hard Kyurem anyway. Like I think Licky Licky was always this play here because it doesn't do anything this game. So like power was always my play. But it's a Pokemon, so you already know what's gonna happen. Getting rewarded for a shit play. Hit that check mark. Bob, get that nice crit. Unfortunately, as you're gonna see here, he's gonna get some classic revenge hacks. I try to go Aromatisse into Kyurem. As this happens, he gets a nice crit on me. And he gets a wish up into Kyurem, so this boy's staying a bit more healthy. Now I teched up to allow me to live 1 Ice Beam, or at least have a good chance with the roll to live this. So the Ice Beam comes out, and we do live it on 1%, which is very delicious for me. I get that chip off, bring Kyurem back into Rocks range if I ever get those up. Now he can kill me, which is quite unfortunate. If he, if he didn't crit me, basically I could have just wish teched it on that and not died. But I just crit his boy a turn earlier, so we're not gonna judge about that. Now here just EQ trying to get some damage on whatever. If he went to Aerodactyl, it's fine because I have the Yachi Berry. Even if he's Ice Fang, I could have just Rock Slided because it kills from this range, so that's pretty nice for me. Now I U-turn here. He makes a very nice play actually by going Aerodactyl. Now this covers the Ground Z because this is a Z move Pokemon, so I could have Ground Z and that would kill the Feeny. This would cover that perfectly, especially if it's Ice Fang. And it covers my switch to Dhelmise as well. Unfortunately for him, I do have U-turn, so I can U-turn into Rotom, then keep up the Volturn momentum by Volting again. To be honest, I was gonna say to be honest, I could have gone Dhelmise, but of course I can't. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. I just go into Landorus on the Mienshao here because it basically hard walls it. It Earthquake like a pussy as he goes Aerodactyl. I can just switch hard into Rotom Wash. Now the reason I do this because I don't want my Lando getting weakened, because then Mienshao actually might turn into a threat with some knockoff games, and if I miss like some attacks with Dhelmise, overall I just don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to fuck with anything of that nature. So Rotom actually just eats a hit, whatever. So I can just Volt Switch out. He doesn't expect the Scarf, or at least like he doesn't have a Pokemon that even switches into Volt Switch, so he just sacks that. I go to my most expendable member, which is the Gunga Feet. Nature's Madness comes out, does a pretty fair chunk. I do a pretty fair chunk back with T-Bolt. I just beat this 1v1. Now I could have switched to Dhelmise on any one of these turns, but I would have to sack a Pokemon to Mienshao anyway, because like I don't have switch-ins of that anymore. So he knocks my Gunga Feet off. Unfortunately, that boy goes down as well. But at this point, the game is already won. I go to Landorus, thinking I could one-shot this, but this Mienshao is actually really fat. because he could have a lot of HP investment, because he doesn't need a lot of speed to outspeed my Pokemon. So that was kind of a miscalc by me. Not that it matters though, because I eat the next knockoff with ease and kill the last 2 Pokemon with my big Continental here. So week 1, we grab a nice 4-0 victory over one of the best teams in the league. So really glad that we managed to pick up a victory. But as you can see, he had no Dhelmise switch in, so that's like the main reason we won here. His Dhelmise switch in did not exist. They either died to stab Power Whip, got to a kill by stab Power Whip, or just toppled over to Anchor Shot. So next time this man might want to bring a berry for his Kyurem or something if we ever meet in playoffs, because this Dhelmise is a bit too much of a threat. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A bit more I mean not edited per se. I edit all my videos. I edit like music and I edit some parts out. It's more like I made some graphics for the start. I hope you guys enjoyed that. For sure, because I will be doing that for the rest of my draft videos if I ever get into another draft and for this draft. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe, because you'll get 7 years of Fortnite V-Bucks.